Shalom. I want to start giving all praises due to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah, Rakah, Kadash, and respect and honor to the apostles that taught us this word. And salutations to the beloved brothers that's of the house of David that's pushing this word with sincerity and truth. This is Prince Shema Basar, and this is another episode of Glad Tidings Ministry. And the topic of this is going to be, according to Proverbs 17 and 3. Let's get that. According to Proverbs 17 and 13. That's what I'm going to name this title. Proverbs 17 and 13. Proverbs 17 and 13. Whosoever reward evil for good, evil shall not depart from his house. Read it again. Whosoever reward evil for good, evil shall not depart from his house. And the reason why I want to go over this topic, because it's like sometimes you can't believe it. But the Lord shows us that a lot of his prophecies and a lot of his things he said is going to come true. Now, you got people in the household, right? My friend was telling me his problems today. And I'm not going to say his name, but he was telling me of how everybody in his house drinks. And one of his roommates pulled out a gun on him, right? And he called the cops because he said that he wanted to get away from them because they was drinking, but his money wasn't right at the time, so he still had to stay. So I was listening to it. I said, let me make a story about this, a video on this, because you go through this in life, that everybody in that house that he seen, that he was there, rewarded, made an excuse for what his friend did. His friend pulled out a gun on him. And they all was drinking together, partying together. He said he can't get no rest. And so he even asked the guy's sisters, like, hey, man, I don't know why your brother's mad at me. And she said, well, he's just trying to get himself together. But they all rewarded this man for the evil that he's done. Now, he pulled out a gun on him. And the guy was like, yo, you pull out a gun on me? And they all was drinking. And then I think he said one day they all went to jail. Now, do you believe that all of them, right, in that house, according to him, made up an excuse about their actions? I told him what the Bible said. The Bible said you got to remove yourself from these kind of people. But, and then he said that his woman, I was like, what? He said his woman that he was with 5 years said went on their side. Can you believe that? I said, no, nothing surprises me. I said, because even with Job time, his own woman turned it against him because they all was drinking and hanging out, doing the same thing together. And even his very wife that this guy said he'd been with 5 years said, cut it out, John. You know, give them a break, and went on their side. Everybody went on his side, even though he pulled out the gun on him. So chaos, they got arrested. You know, he said he was going to go for his gun and all this other stuff, but he never did it because he said that it would have been bloody. So he outthinked them. So one of my things is to the point with Proverbs 17:13, and it says, whosoever reward evil for good, evil shall not depart from his house. So those who supporting that and acting like they are with that, they got evil's never going to leave them. Even though he's saying that they think they got another plan, or they think they're going to come up with something better, evil's never going to leave their house because what they've done. And this is how faithful and true these words are. So I wanted to give you an illustration. This is what this is about. I'm not going to say his name because it might, you know, that's his business. And it says, whosoever reward evil for good, evil shall not depart from his house. So evil's not going to depart from that house. And evil's not going to depart from them. They ask for it, that's what they're going to get, because they're supposed to stand up for righteousness. But those people are 2/3 of the world. So, I mean, I can't tell him that. But they're 2/3. So this is what they're going to do. They're going to reward evil for good. You know, whosoever reward evil for good, evil shall not depart from his house. That's deep. Now let's go to Jeremiah 18:20. Should they repay evil for good? They have dug a pit to kill me, though I pleaded for them and tried to protect them from your anger. You see that? And that's what we try to do with our people. The Lord said that your enemy is going to be of your household. Even your damn wife you can't trust. And that's what happened with this guy. Remember with Job? And what the old times say, they was eating and drinking. Whole house is evil. They on one accord. Every last one of them. They don't think with godly devotion. So how can you talk to all of them? You'll be talking to a fool. Fools. Fools. And the Lord said, it would not, it said, what did it say? Proverbs 17:13. Whoever rewards evil for good, evil shall not depart from their house. That's what the Lord said. And those words are faithful and true. Now read this again. Jeremiah 18:20. And we send these prayers out so they can come true. Should they repay evil for good? They have dug a pit to kill me. Though I pleaded for them, he said, slow down with the drinking. Why are you pulling the guns out? Why are you acting like this? Okay? And they laughed and thought it was funny. They rewarded the pieces. They reward. See, this society, they reward the pieces of shits. They reward the pieces of shit for good. And they all will become backstabbers. Just like in the days of Yahushua, when they said that they picked the bum for him to be free and have Yahushua arrested, who you ignorantly call Christ. They wanted the criminal to be free, but Yahushua to be arrested. And that's what this society, they'll pick evil, wicked, good deeds and let the righteous be persecuted and act like they don't know what's going on. But maybe they don't, because they stupid. They all part of it together. They're in one bunch. But some of them would play just like, think about Judas Iscariot. Judas Iscariot acted like he was one of the 12. But even Yahushua should know that they was all fake and it was poisonous. And he said, at one of these tables, somebody's going to betray me. And guess what? He already knew that they was going to betray him. Job, even in his persecution, got betrayed by his own wife. She said, curse God and die. You have people that you would think that they of the circumcision, that they will roll with you because they're spiritual. These niggas is not spiritual at all. So you living in a house of 2/3, and they'll shake their head, they'll nod your head like they bump into a beat. Oh, that beat is dope. But they lying suckers. And we gotta get away from niggas like that. They're never gonna walk with the Lord. They're not walking with the Lord, and he can't see that. They are contrary to the Lord because they don't understand the Lord. Jeremiah 18:20. Read it again. It says, should they repay evil for good? Let's start at 19. I'm sorry. Yeah. Lord, hear me and help me. Listen to what my enemies are saying. So when we put our petition in and we be praying, I give you an illustration. Everybody in your household will go against you because they all do the same thing. You the odd one. You don't drink like them and get drunk. You got all types of stuff in that house. Lesbians, listen. Okay? You know what I'm saying? A drunker, a drug head user. Okay? These are all the people in that house, and you're the only one of that house of that 2/3 walking in your house shop. They ain't walking in that. What do you think you're gonna get? What do you think you're gonna get? I remember the Elder Gabar just did a video. Leave them people alone. If your woman is stressing you out, leave her alone. Because you got to remember, man, a lot of us got to realize your woman ain't going to believe into this. She might say shalom, might have her head covered, but she shows by the way that she lives. And sometimes you're going to learn that when your back is against the wall. You think your wife going to walk to you, if you had to be homeless, to walk the streets until you get something, you think your wife going to ride with you? If they offer her another deal, they're going to say, I'm a woman. I can't go through that. You're a man. They'll leave your ass hanging while you in the cold. They'll come give you a plate, but they ain't going to walk with you like that, man. And that's what Yahweh Shah said. That's what we got to get. For those who are married, that's why Paul said, I wish that some of you could be like me. Because women are in a prideful state of mind. All of them. They into loving each other rather than loving a man. Even Kevin Samuel, he wound up dying. But these women are eased today. They backstabbers. They're not, they long as you take care of them, they're just a household thing. They might help you out from here and there, but they're not in your corner. And don't share nothing with them in the Bible because they ain't going to understand the Bible. If they, what does it say? If they care to dwell with you, don't divorce one. Divorce them. But when they walking with family members or going against you, you shouldn't have to go through that. That's an evil individual. And everybody in that household is wicked. And judgment is coming to them. So I told him, don't fret. But I can't say too much about his wife because he'll get offended. You know what I'm saying? So you got to watch what you say. But read that again. Lord, hear me and help me. Listen to what my enemies are saying. Should they reward evil? Should they repay evil for good? They have dug a pit to kill me. Yeah, they wanted me. They rather for me or him to get arrested. They rather for him to shut up, take the gun in his plate, take the gun and don't say nothing. That's how you know you're dealing with worldly, drunken individuals. And kingdom, those people ain't gonna make it. None of them is gonna make it. But this is their home right now. This is how they live right now. It says, should they repay evil for good? They have dug a pit to kill me. Though I pleaded for them and tried to protect them from your anger. Try to tell them stop over excessive drinking. Stop doing the drugs, walking back and forth into the bathroom all night. Filthy shit. Stop drinking and doing perverted things around your kid, with your kid, in front of them. These are things that you should be listening to your husband. Knowing when to separate yourself from a wicked ass nigga and a wicked ass woman of his. Turning they living in the Bible. They wicked. Doing drugs all night, drinking all night, partying all night, filthy acts. Telling their mother to suck their penis. This shit is fucking, it's so barbaric. Then you try to act like you got one that might try to act like they're neutral. They're not in it, but they just as down with it. Because they can't keep no relationship. So they wanted to be one household together. To be just them and all together. And keep you out because you don't deal with certain things that they deal with. You don't deal with all that. It's the house of abomination. And they're all on one accord. Psalms 109. They compass me about also with words of hatred. Yeah, they talk about me, secretly trying to scheme to get things together. You know what I'm saying? Secretly trying to talk behind your back and act like, hey, when you come home, you feel a vibe of hatred in that house. But they're trying to act like they rocking with you. You only can rock with somebody if you're doing what you rocking with them to be on one accord, to move on one accord. Here's the key. This is the number one scripture. Can two walk together unless they all agree? All of them agree. They have the same spirit. That same vibe is going into rocking together. So they're going to rock together. Some of them even know that. Some of them even they went through that with their own relationship and at home. just came to me a couple of weeks ago about how that girl is taking her daughter's side. And the girl picked her daughter side over her, but they're gonna say something different. And now this is the same shit that the guy going through. And now when the position change roles, they're gonna try to talk some feminist bullshit. They trying to get themselves together. Meanwhile, this man could have been in trauma too. You pull out a gun on him. Wicked shit. And all he say he do, he come home, he used to come home, he lay down, he go to sleep, they play loud music, they do coke in bathroom, sniff coke in the bathroom, crack, whatever else they doing, and whatever else they drinking. And I told the man, get out of there. Weed smoke in the air. The guy sneaking around next door going to sleep with other girls. Nasty, filthy shit. Giving the girl drugs so she could go to sleep, so he could creep out. Filthy shit. And guess what? All the people in our house know that he does that, and they applaud that. They think he's so cool. He said that he heard his girl say, "Oh, you such a bad boy." She's correcting. She's rewarding good for evil. But they'll be the first one to say, praise God, shalom. They compass me, verse 3. They compass me about also with words of hatred and fought against me without a cause. Yeah, they done had so many arguments with this man. This man come home from work and run into drunkenness all the time. Cops coming at the house. Guns pulling out on him. Coke. Drugs. And this is and remember, he said years ago, when the same wife had cancer, he had to clean it up to make it stressful. And now they got a second chance of life from the Most High, right? The Most High killed them from cancer. And them niggas running back with the dog that returns to the vomit. They like to be around filth. They like to be around filth. And the Lord gave them a miracle and healed them. And put a man in the life that stayed with her. Some of these niggas are so wicked, they'll leave the lady. You know what I'm saying? And they even stated about, they even stated that the son is just like the father. The son is just like the father. But now, they want to act like it's something different going on. Boy, everything is getting wickeder and wickeder out here. I feel bad for that dude, man. Get out of there. Like the movie Get Out. He said, I love them, but they try to destroy me with accusations. Yeah, they talked about me. He don't know the Bible. Oh, everybody, the guy said that the guy that pulled out a gun on him, everybody got to live their life. That's a wicked nigga with no discipline. Nigga, the boy said, fuck your God in front of everybody. He said, fuck your God in front of everybody. And they still decided to roll with him. Filthy acts. What did Proverbs 17:13 say? When you reward evil for good, evil will not leave their house. Evil will not leave them. And I'm putting that in the air as a prayer, as a petition. I didn't say this. The Lord said this. Evils, since they love filthiness and evilness, and ain't nobody, and everybody trying to make the bad kid or the kid that did all the evil, he's getting rewards. Oh, that's just him. He got so many problems. I almost lost him and all. And the niggas just a crybaby. You ever see niggas that's grown men and just weak and cry? Make up excuses because they a failure in life. They just a walking failure. And there's nothing else you could do for them. Every business and everything you don't try to do with them, they fail. This is the world we living in. Get out of there. And it says, and they have rewarded me evil for good. Yeah, get that nigga out the house because we want to drink, man. And he knows People losing weight so quick in here, look like they on crack, and they gonna tell you they taking a pill. Niggas just doing all kind of heroin, drugs, or something, but they trying to act like they walking good, and it's not being hidden. Keeping a secret. Everybody else know what to talk about. Oh, it's my diabetes. They doing drugs in bathrooms. Get out of there. And they have rewarded me evil for good and hated me for my love. Because you tell them, yo, y'all got to stop living like this. Or the boy says, yo, you can't be living like this, man. That's too much drinking and fighting. Yo, you can't be pulling out guns on people. You can't be telling your mother to suck her dick. This is disgusting. You ever heard a weak-ass nigga to tell his mother to suck his dick? This is crazy. Excuse my language. I'm just saying this for edification. And they love to have it so. They wipe their mouth as they never see nothing. They wipe their mouth and reward good for evil like they never knew what happened, of making excuses. This is the filth they like to live in. And then they make you the bad guy. And they all come up to work in your job, look you in your face, and act like everything is A-okay. We know you ain't on our side. We know that you lying. You walking like with a spirit on you, an evil spirit. And you lying and you fronting. It's only one side. Then they going to text you in a text and say, everybody is allowed to have their opinion. It is no opinions. It's right and wrong. But see, that's a 2/3 statement. A wicked person statement. Instead of saying that's an opinion. We deal with facts. Facts is dealing with truth. And truth will set you free. But when you got wicked niggas working together, they're going to say a stupid statement like that. Instead of saying, hey, I know that she been drinking. I know that everybody in there drinking. I told them they got to get themselves together. I told them that, but they make excuses because that's their family member. And how silly would you think that they're going to go on that man's side if that's their family? They're going to cover up lies. So guess what? Evil should never lose them neither, because they don't stand up for truth. They go for opinions and feelings. We talking about facts. You tell that nigga to move away from them. They drinking too much. Come on, mommy. Come on. We got to stop that from doing that. We got to get away. Or you and that person got to get your place together and work together. And that's it. Nah. You will be the bad guy. So they reward evil for good. But what does Proverbs 17:13 say? Evil shall not leave their house. And look, listen to this. And they have rewarded me evil for good and hatred for my love. Now here it is. Set thou a wicked man over him, and let Satan stand at his right hand. When he shall be judged, let him be condemned, and let his prayer become sin. Let his days be few, and let another take his office. Because this is so serious what they doing to the one that's trying to talk about the Lord, the one that's walking with the Lord. Then one of the one of the apps stated. One of the apps stated. It'll come to mind. Now let's go to Psalm 35:7. Psalms 35:7. Psalms 35. Now it's hitting. Psalms 35:7. For without cause have they hid for me their net in a pit. Yeah, they ain't want you there. They try to front like they down with you and stuff like that. They never really acted with you because you walk with a different spirit, right? But they all gonna get there. Every last one of them. Every last one of them. Because you know why? They reward evil for good. They're unappreciated. All of them for the things that you had done. So let the Lord condemn them all. Every last one of them. You know, and if I'm wrong, then may the Lord show them mercy. But they show their works by how they live. And it says, Let their way be dark and slippery. And here it is. And let the angel of the Lord persecute them. Yeah, you see Proverbs 17 and 13? See Proverbs 17 and 13? And listen, for what he did, let destruction come upon him at unawares, and let his net that he have hid and catch himself, and to that very destruction let him fall. The Lord ain't gonna let nobody do that to you. Get away with being evil and unjust and acting like you walking around here cool and they rewarding you. That's what the worldly people do. They reward evil. They did that with Yahweh. They rewarded him for his love to try to tell the people to change with hate. And these niggas is all a bunch of haters and liars. John 25:21. Now listen to this. 1 Samuel 25 and 21. Then we're going to close with that. 1 Samuel 25 and 21. Everybody always try to act like they neutral. It ain't no neutral in this. What does the Lord say? If you hot, you better be either hot or cold. If you warm, you lukewarm, he gonna spit you out. Spitting niggas out. We spitting niggas out. Ain't no neutral. Trying to stay out of it. Nah, neutral is a lie. You know what's right and wrong. Neutral is a filthy lie. And the Lord, that's lukewarm niggas. And what the Bible say, lukewarm niggas, we getting spit out. The Lord said, I wish that you was hot or cold. Because if you was lukewarm, I would spit you out. 1 Samuel 25:21. Now David had said, surely in vain have I kept all this fellow hath in the wilderness, so that nothing was missed of all that pertained unto him. And he had requited me evil for good. Right. You try to start a business for the nigga when he come home from prison. Look out for him. Evil for good. You tried to help his mother out, was dying for cancer. Evil for good. And look, yeah, they be like, oh, you supposed to do that for the good in your heart. And at the end, they all be backstabbers and turn you on. When the girl get thrown out and get kicked out by her lover and left her for somebody else. You know what I'm saying? You say, I ain't gonna leave none of mine behind. Y'all rock with me. But when the time for them to stand up the truth for you, these niggas is goofies. They reward evil for good. They try to say, I'm neutral. I'm neutral. They lukewarm. We spitting them out. It's either this way or that way. Ain't no middle. And that's what it is. The people always trying to ride the fence. And you see that? Read that again. Let's look at NLT. David had just been saying, this is 1 Samuel 25:21. Listen to this when you do for rotten individuals. Always trying to act like, oh, we neutral. I'm not in the neutral. No. My opinions count. Like everybody got to bring your opinion. See, they stupid. That's stupid thinking. They act like they goofy. It's one way of truth. It's one truth. It's not so many opinions. Oh, they'll say the Bible is its own. The Bible has many interpretations. They're fucking fools and liars. It's only one interpretation. But you pick the one that you want to benefit you. And that's why you got enemies. The Lord deals with facts, truth. I'm a man that deals with facts, truth. It ain't no walking the gate, you're straddling the fence. You're trying to be neutral. No, either you here or you there. Ain't no middle. And I'm tired of dealing with lukewarm people that's in the middle. I'm picking. You know right from wrong. Because how do evil prevail? Evil prevail when good men do nothing. When good men and women stand on the side and say, I don't know what they do. I'm goofy. Oh, I got to figure things out. A double-minded man is unstable in all his ways. This is the goofiness we dealing with in this society. This is the goofiness. Daffy Duck shit that we dealing with. Steve Urkel shit. Did I do that? Because they want to straddle the fence. Nobody wants to walk with the truth because the truth will set you free. They like lies. Give me itching ears, things that make me feel good. If a nigga's drinking alcohol and acting bugged out, don't talk to him smooth and say, oh, you gotta stop. Tell him, yo, you gotta stop. You bugging out with the alcohol. Whether it's your mother or your father, whoever it is, but they are not Yahweh's followers because they stand out in the truth. They stand out in the light. They hide on the fence. And the Lord gonna purge all of them out that did to his chosen seed. Read it again. 1 Samuel 25:21. David had just been saying a lot of good it did to help. David had just been saying a lot of good it did to help this fellow. We protected his flocks in the wilderness, and nothing he owned was lost or stolen. But he has repaid me evil for good. Man, you should have seen what this guy had did for this guy. This guy did 3.5 years. I took care of his son. His own father wasn't even around for that. Reward me evil for good. Alright? Mother rewarded me evil for good. Okay? Flirtatious. You know what I'm saying? Getting drunk and acting like flirtatious. Then they wonder why things happen to them. That's unseen. Because they flirtatious. I told them my friend coming over. Or they said the friend come over. You entertaining him in front of him instead of going in the room. Being very flirtatious. But this supposed to be seasoned women. Seasoned women to talk about shalom. Boy was up north. His father sent him canned goods that was smashed up. It was so messed up. I said, nah, I ain't even going to do that. Rewarded evil for good. Made sure we looked out for him. I sent him them packages. Help make sure that and we were struggling, and then people in the household were struggling. Make sure he get good. Came home, make sure you get a business so he can be. All of these people are very ungrateful, man, for your works. But evil should not leave their home. And the Lord hears this cry. What happens when the Lord hears a cry of some individual pain for the love that he showed to this family? That's why I say don't go with no people that got kids already or made family, because sometimes it's hell. They'll start taking their kid might not be no good, and they'll start taking their kids thing, walking it with their kid, talking about, oh, it was made out of love. Slick shit. Because they didn't want you together. They want you separate because you bring law and order. That's right. I bring law and order. Nobody likes law and order. That's how you know that they ain't of that Bible, because they don't like law and order. I cause a division with truth, and the truth sets you free. They don't want to hear that. So they'll all come together. Now, do you know after all you've done for that home, they all come together with one accord, and they find a way to make it with good. They'll find, even though they all messed up, they'll find a good way to work together with them. But the one that brings law and order, he winds up being the enemy. Well, amen. The Lord is trying to show you something. The Lord is trying to tell you something. Yeah. Lord is trying to tell you something. Then it said, but he has repaid me evil for good. Ain't that something? May the Most High strike me and kill me if even one man of his household is still alive tomorrow morning. Well, I don't wish no death on nobody. That right here, if that's the Lord, I'm just reading that. If that's the Lord doing that, that's on them. I don't. That's the deep scripture. See, that came to that. That came right there on that, because they've done a lot of backstabbing to a prophet of the Lord. And you know what's so funny? They don't believe that. They laugh and swallow. They laugh and think that's they got it together now because they got a little money. And now, guess what? They all come together and throw you out And guess what? The Lord is going to reveal to them. Let the Proverbs 17:13. Not evil reward evil for good, not leave their house. You know, and that's what it is, man. And brothers, for the future, don't get with a house with a family with kids that's already made already. You know what I'm saying? Because those kids, they're going to be with them, and then you got to go through with their stepdaddies and all that bullshit. A house that's already made. If you can, make your own family. If not, stay out by yourself. Get a woman. You know what I'm saying? A friend. If not, you don't need a woman. Don't get no woman, man. Because right now, man, these motherfuckers is really showing their true colors. And they fake, and they so subtle with their face. They'll be riding around on the job looking you in the face, and they trying to act like I didn't do nothing. I don't know what's going on. I'm staying out of it. Nigga, you're a liar. Stand for the truth. You know what I'm saying? They trying to straddle the fence because they know they going to cover their mother's sins, their mother lies, the deceit, and all that secret. But guess what? Those who hide hidden secrets, it's going to come on you. You're going to feel everything because you're trying to hide it. Everybody. You know what I'm saying? So, Lord, hear my petition, man. And guess what? Proverbs 17:13. Proverbs 17:13. Let's go back to that. We're going to end it with that. Proverbs 17:13. If you repay good with evil, like them wicked niggas in that house, right? If you repay good with evil, evil will never leave your house. Right. Because I ain't been nothing but like a damn, that man ain't been nothing like a good father to them. And they all ungrateful motherfuckers. And I excuse my cry, every last one of them. And may the Most High visit them. Every last one of them for what they've done. Let them feel backstabbing ass people how they feel, and that's it. And the Lord hears my prayer. It said, if you repay good with evil, this is beautiful. Evil will never leave your house. Whosoever reward evil for good, evil shall not depart from their house. And these niggas reward good, justice, righteous man for evil. Because I live the command. I don't do no bullshit. And like a lot of you fucking Israelites, excuse my language, you live a life of a lie. You act like you are the circumcision, but you don't live it. You act it, you speak it, but you don't live it. And that's why your prayers is an abomination. Because I'm talking about the circumcisions now. You talk about it, keep the law. You talk about faith and all that other stuff, but you ain't got no faith but in yourself and in your fat bellies, what you could get from the people. So you don't have to work and live off of them. And a lot of you say, like the apostle said, a lot of you are advertisements. You get the money for advertisement. You just want the money. That's the circumcisions. The wandering stars. The wandering stars. But the Lord got us. Proverbs 17:13. It says, if you repay good with evil. So when we show them love, and show them love all these years, and they give us evil back at the day like, oh, I'm confused, I don't know. They're lying. And may the Lord visit them. Guns pulling out, and that's a reward, and they're taking that shit side for that. And you've been with them when that nigga ain't been around all this time. That's a rotten ass nigga, and they can't get it through their mind. And they all know what you've done for him. And it's time for him to be a man and walk like a man instead of a little faggot, a little crybaby. A snake, a black viper. And that's what they are. And that's what he is. That's what they are. Rewarding evil for good. And what did it say? If you repay with evil, evil will never leave your house. So I might be going, but evil never going to leave your house until you repent. Shalom. Hope your brother was edified. Shalom.